Hi, I'm Pastor Stephanie Lape at Rancho Cucamonga's Cross and Crown Lutheran Church. Glad you're tuning in for these little updates that ask you how you're doing and let you know that I'm thinking about you and keeping you in my prayers. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day. Today I've been a bit sentimental, I guess. I'm thinking about my ancestors. I did that ancestry test. I don't remember which one I did, but I did that kind that shows you what your DNA is. And I was 79% British and 20% Irish and 1% Middle Eastern, which I found really interesting. And I'm going to assume I am related to Mary Magdalene. uh, so that Irish part, though, I was raised being really proud of my Irish ancestry. My mom's dad was Irish, and in fact, his last name was Kennedy, so he's pretty Irish. Apparently, he was very distantly related to the Kennedys, and no, I don't know any of them. But anyway, he used to talk to my mom about the Irish roots that they had. And so my mom talked to me about it, and I was raised being taken to Irish festivals and Irish fairs and just being super proud of the fact that we were Irish. We didn't talk as much about being English and not at all about being Middle Eastern, that 1% that I'm very proud of, but I didn't know anything about that one. But the Irish one, my mom was very proud of, but I look back and think about historically how the Irish were treated in the United States, and the Irish were not treated well at all when they first came to the United States. Now, of course, they came, many of them, because of the potato famine going on in Ireland where people were starving. And so coming over with the promise of America, all that the Statue of Liberty represented and all that America represented, coming over with a hope and a dream and a prayer, many of them sick, some of them dying in passage, but coming over as immigrants have always come to our land with so much faith and so much hope. And if you are not a Native American, then you too have an immigrant story, just a couple of generations back. I mean, not that long ago. Some of my ancestors were pilgrims as well, but still, that wasn't very far away from here. That wasn't long ago. And so the Irish were not treated well, and they had to sacrifice, and they had to suffer. And sometimes their church services were not pleasant, and sometimes they had to go without food, and sometimes they got sick. And I'm thinking of that a lot now today, because with our ancestry, whether your ancestry is from Ireland or from any other place, your ancestors also sacrificed a lot. And we're sacrificing a lot right now with this virus going around, the pandemic happening, and many of us sacrificed by staying indoors and quarantined. Many sacrificed by working really hard at home to put our classes online, like a lot of educators are doing. I'm putting church online, and that looks very different than what I'm used to doing as a clergy person. A lot of people are staying away from family gatherings and social gatherings, and it's truly a sacrifice. And probably the biggest sacrifice is those made by the healthcare professionals who are on the front lines every day and working with those who are the sickest among all of us. And I just feel, I guess, honored in a way to be part of a small part. I'm not a healthcare professional, so I'm not on the front lines or anything, but I am working hard every day trying to keep in touch with my congregation and changing some things. And I feel honored to be a part of that line of people that don't always have it easy, but hold on to the faith and the hope that we have for some greater purpose and some greater cause. Now, for me, the greater cause as a mom is to keep my kids safe, as a neighbor and a friend to keep all people safe, as a pastor, totally to keep my congregation safe. And so it's a hard decision to tell my congregation members, please stay away from the church building. That's like the opposite of everything pastors ever say. We're always like, yeah, come on, bring your friends, invite everybody, come over for every possible reason. And now we're like, no, stay away. Oh my gosh, let me tell you how that goes totally against the grain of everything in me, all of my training, all of my call, my sense of call as a pastor. But I'm telling people, no, stay away. And I'm hoping we'll keep our tithes and offerings going and keeping the ministry of the church alive. because we're going to need it. You know, this doesn't last forever, this whole pandemic thing, and we're going to need to pay the bills and things like that. But still, I'm telling people to stay away. Why? Not because I don't want people around, not because I don't want the sprinklers fixed like they need to be, or, you know, all the millions of things done that church needs to have done, but because people matter more. The lives of people matter more than any of that. And I think that God would agree. I think Jesus Christ didn't care as much about church buildings as Jesus Christ cared about human beings. And so my one goal right now is to keep the people alive. And this is a threat. And so, you know, I'm doing what I can to help the people. But I look at, you know, my Irish ancestors, if I could speak to them and say, you know, so what did you have to go through? What was your story? Life isn't always just the smooth road, you know, with no twists and turns, exactly as we thought that it would be. And yet still we press on, and we are a resilient people, us Americans. Man, we have to be to come over land and sea and be immigrants and struggle and fight and scrape and claw for a chance, to have faith, to have hope, to have a dream. I wish I could talk to my Irish ancestors and my English ancestors and my one Middle Eastern, who knows who that was, ancestor, and say thank you. Thank you, because you gave me a chance, and I wouldn't be here if not for your sacrifices. And so I'm honored to be part of that chain, doing what it takes to keep the faith, to fight the good fight, to hold on for something better. Sorry, I'm crying. It just gets me pretty sentimental today. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Bye-bye.